All right, part 2 of lesson 18, show us on page 162. So we're going to work on this one a little bit together. Actually, I lied. We're not going to do this one together. I want you to hit pause because we talked about population and sample and a margin of error in the last video. So I want you to hit pause and try to see what you can do on these and then come back and check your answers. All right, so population. If you remember, population talks about all the possible people that we could talk to in this survey or this poll. So when I'm looking at this, consider the statement, 54% of adult internet users post original photos or videos online. Okay, well, when I'm talking about who did I survey? Adult internet users. So for the population, the key word is all. So the population is all adult internet users, because you looked at all of them and then you probably picked a few because you can't very easily talk to all of them. But for the population, it's all adult internet users. And when you talk about the sample, it usually will have a number. So you would say number of adult internet users. You know, in this case, it doesn't give us an exact number. We don't know how many people we surveyed. If we surveyed 500, then the sample would be 500 adult internet users. If the sample was 10,000, then we would say 10,000 adult internet users. Because there is no sample size given, we don't know the actual number. So you could just say some, right? But usually we will use a number based off of what they give us in the problem. Now, in letter C, I kind of answered this already for you. What do you need to find, oh, check out that typo right there. What do you need to find the margin of error? Well, hopefully you remember that the error is found by taking 1 over the square root of n. And what is n? That's right, the sample size. So we need the sample size in order to find the margin of error. All right, now in number 15, I want you to hit pause and I want you to do as much A through G as you can in number 15 and then come back and we'll talk about it. All right, something important. When you read number 15, which, you know, is here, sometimes it's good to just kind of see what we're talking about. You know, I see them say a national sample of 1,000, right? Here's my, so that kind of tells me what I'm dealing with. And we've got all of these percents through here. So I don't really know what I'm going to need yet, but it's important to just figure out what they're talking about, right? 56% think it's okay to track telephone records. 41 say no, it's not, and 3% don't really know what's going on. So let's go ahead and start answering some of these questions. A, what is the population represented here? You know what? I want more room. I'm going to the next page. All right, population. Keyword, all. Okay, what are we talking about? We are talking about all adults 18 and over living in the continental U.S. And yes, you need all of that because we're not just talking about adults 18 and over. So that's all adults? No, just the ones that are living in the continental U.S. So we don't care about Hawaii, we don't care about Alaska, only about the continental U.S. All right, now let's go to the sample. Well, remember the sample starts with a specific number. We talked to 1,004 adults 18 and over living in the continental U.S. Yes, you need all of it. All right, and then how big is the sample? Well, we already answered that. It's 1,004 people. So that's how many we talked to and asked them this question about tracking telephone records. Okay, now in letter D, we have to estimate the margin of error. So remember the formula. Error is 1 over the square root of n. So when I plug in my number, I know that n is 1,004. So that gives me 0.03, which I will turn into 3%. I'm making it a percent because they talk about the answers in percents, right? The point estimates are all percent, 56%, 41%, 3%. So because those things are percents, our error is a percent. Now in letter E, it asks us to calculate a 95% confidence interval for the proportion of Americans who think it is acceptable So now we're talking about acceptable. Well, what percent thinks it's acceptable? If you go back to the problem, 56% think it is acceptable for the government to track your phone records. So if that's our point estimate, then we will take 56% minus 3% for our low end, and we will take 56% and add 3% for our high end. So we will end up with 53% to 59%, and that is our confidence interval. So now in letter F, we can write a statement for that. So looking at F, my statement using the confidence interval. Again, it's like Mad Libs. We are 95% confident that my interval is 53% to 59% of, who are we talking about? The adults 18 and over living in the continental U.S. Now, what do those people do? They think it is acceptable for the NSA to track telephone records to investigate terrorism. Do you need all of that? Yes, you do. You need to make sure that you are projecting in this sentence exactly what you're talking about. You need your confidence interval. You need to talk about your population, right? The adults, 18 and over, and all of those words. And then what is it that you're talking about? And don't just say they think it's acceptable. They think what's acceptable? They think the NSA to track telephone records to investigate terrorism. Be specific. It is very important that you show people what you are talking about with your statements. And then letter G, can it be concluded that most Americans think NSA? Well, the word most implies majority, right? And what's a majority? Well, more than 50%. And because our range, right, our confidence interval is 53 to 59%, yeah, we can say most because it is a majority, right? It's more than 50%. If our interval had dipped below 50, then we would not be able to say that. But it is what it is with this particular example. All right, I'm going to end this video with that, at least for now. So thanks for playing.